What's up guys, Mike Lee here, author of 5 Fit Rules, and today I want to talk about 3 simple principles to help you grow muscle and lose fat basically at the same time. And I have an acronym FIT, F-I-T. So that acronym stands for food, intensity, and tracking. So if you really want to lose fat and build muscle, you have to focus on what you're eating. I've been overweight. I've been 232 pounds. I had a 40-inch waist. I had problems with my knees. After I got out of the Army, you guys can click on the link here, and check out my transformation story. But basically, I was in a really terrible state. I was eating fast food like 3 times a day. It was awful, guys, and I just somehow found the courage. I found the strength to climb up out of that hole of having a bad relationship with food, and I used food to fuel my fat loss. And what am I talking about? So for somebody that's overweight, you're really carb sensitive. You're sensitive to the high processed carbs like cookies, chips, cake, things like that. You know, those highly processed carbs that don't have a lot of nutrients in it. So my approach now, and I've done a lot of research on this, and I have these principles in my 5 Fit Rules book, is to focus on eating 3 to 5 times a day, eating fairly balanced meals. You definitely want to have lean protein. You want to have green leafy vegetables with each meal, and you can actually have starchy carbs. And what I like to do is I like to taper my carbs later in the day, and stick with healthy fats and lean, protein like chicken, turkey, fish, and that helps you build muscle and lose fat at the same time. Because when you consume a lot of carbs, you spike your insulin, and when you spike your insulin, your body cannot stay in a fat burning zone. So let me show you guys an example of one of my meals. So here's an example of one of my meals. I have fish, white fish. You could be swai, tilapia. I also have some asparagus in there. I also have some almonds. So almonds have a little carbs in there, and it's one of the healthiest fats out there. So I take this with me when I go to work, for my day job. Wherever I go, I take my meals. That's about 4 to 5 ounces of meat, servings, just two servings of green leafy vegetables, and that's what I do, guys. So that first acronym in FIT is food. Use food to fuel your fat loss and muscle building. The second acronym is intensity. So when you're lifting weights, when you're doing cardio, you want to focus on good intensity. What I like to do with each one of my weightlifting sessions, I do progressive lifting. So for example, if I'm doing dumbbell curls, I do 4 sets of 10, just nice even pace, 4 sets of 10. I'll start with 25, and then I progress up for my second set to 30 pounds, and I do 4 sets of 10. And then for my third set, I go to 35 pounds. So I try to hit 4 sets of 10. I may only be able to get 8. So if I hit 8, I'll rest a second, and then I'll bang out those last 2. If I make it to 10, then I know that I can progress to heavier weight to start with next time. So in my next session, I may start with the 30s, and I do 4 sets of 10. So when you lift in a progressive manner, what you do, you are exercising all of your muscles the right way. You're warming them up with lighter weights, and then when you get to a heavier weight, you're actually recruiting different muscle groups that you won't be able to recruit the same at that lower weight. So we got food, we got intensity, and now we got tracking. So you want to make sure that you're tracking what you're eating. You want to make sure that you're tracking your workouts, because if not, then you're not going to truly know how you're progressing, how you're growing. A great quote out there is, if you could track it, you could change it. Tracking your weights and tracking your workouts could be as simple as a little notebook here, a little notebook that you take to the gym with you. Write everything down, from pull-ups to how much cardio you're doing, or it can be a little more involved with a Body Minder journal. So I got tons of these in my house that I keep over the years just to see how I'm progressing. So guys, if you could track it, you could change it, and that's the FIT acronym, FIT. You have food, use food to fuel your workouts. Stay away from those starchy carbs later in the day, and also stay away from the highly processed carbs if you're overweight now and you're trying to lose weight. Intensity, focus on progressive lifting, lightweight to heavyweight, and track it. That T, track your workouts. It's Mike Lee here, author of 5 Fit Rules. Peace, guys. Love you. Thanks for the support. And yeah, share your stories with me, and I'll keep sharing my experience with you. Thank you.